Warm greetings to everyone. I am Disha, an educator shaping young minds, a woman balancing home and professional responsibilities with commitment, a mother, a wife, a daughter who believes that every role we embrace adds to our strength rather than limits it. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to this roundtable discussion among the teachers of St. Peter's Convent School. Yesterday, we celebrated International Women's Day, and today we continue the spirit by reflecting on the strength, the voices of women in everyday lives. For me, this is truly a special and overwhelming moment. I feel grateful for the opportunity to host this discussion, especially as it is happening for the first time in our school. As educators and colleagues, we have come together to share our thoughts, perspectives, learn from each other, and hopefully inspire everyone who is watching us. So, let's begin our today's session, and I would like to invite my fellow teachers one by one to introduce themselves and share a little about themselves.
Hello everyone, I'm Jyoti Ramachandran. I'm really excited to be part of this podcast, and also I would love to share a lot whatever experiences I have. Also, I'm looking forward to, as you know, feminism. These are all the trending topics we have. Also, there are many misconceptions about being a feminist. So I'm here to get more about your viewpoints and your experiences as a woman and what the society thinks as a whole.
Thank you, Jyoti. I'm sure your perspective will add great value to our today's discussion. So now let's move on to Miss Kanika.
Hello, everyone. I'm a woman who believes that true strength lies in our kindness and compassion rather than in judgments and criticisms. I truly believe my most important virtue of life is respect, and respect has to be commanded rather than demanded. I feel that through our actions, through our thinking, through our integrity, we actually teach the world how to behave with us. And personally, I truly feel from inside that एक औरत ही औरत की ताकत होती है. Let us set up this new phrase for ourselves.
Thank you, Kanika. Your words are very inspiring. I'm looking forward to hear from you a lot in this discussion today. Now, next we have with us Miss Beautiful Lady in Olive.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone. I am Shraddha, and I'm really happy and honored to be a part of this roundtable discussion on the occasion of International Women's Day. Personally, I believe in equality. Equality in every sphere of life. I feel that every person, irrespective of their gender, should be given equal opportunity, respect, and voice in the society. Today, I feel so happy, and it fills my heart with great pride when I see ladies taking up various roles and responsibilities in every field. And I too feel that discussions like this help us to empower one another, help one another, and help the young ladies to dream bigger in life. So, really looking forward for this discussion.
So we are, Shraddha. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next, we have with us a young Gen Z among us. That's Asmita. Let's hear from you, Asmita.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. So, hello, everyone. I am Asmita, and it's profound privilege for me to be here today among such visionary change makers. And I'm honored to share my insights, being a Gen Z, as well as the youngest here. And I'm also eager to learn from the different perspectives and the experiences we share today. So there's just one quote that I want to say that it truly touched me, is that there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish.
Thank you, Asmita. It's lovely to have you with us, and we are looking forward to hear your Gen Z's insights today. Okay, so next to me is Miss Viniti here.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me on this podcast. My name is Viniti, and I'm an English educator. And I'm really excited to be here to share my insights and experiences, I think, on this very important topic that we really need to discuss and we really need to put forward in front of the audiences.
Thank you, Viniti ma'am. We all are actually excited to hear from each other. And last but not the least, a very beautiful Surbhi ma'am. Please, शुरू कीजिए.
गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। मेरा नाम सुरभि मल्होत्रा है। मैं हिंदी की शिक्षिका हूँ। एक शिक्षिका होने के नाते मेरा उद्देश्य विद्यार्थियों को केवल जो है भाषा का ज्ञान कराना नहीं, अपितु इसके साथ-साथ जीवन मूल्यों से परिचित कराना भी है। तो जैसे कि आज हम सब यहाँ पे इकट्ठे हुए हैं, मैं सबसे पहले अपने आप को बहुत ज़्यादा प्राउड फ़ील कर रही हूँ और आपको धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि अपने विचार साझा करने के लिए आपने यहाँ पे बुलाया हमें। तो ज़रूर कुछ ना कुछ हम यहाँ सीख कर ही जाएँगे।
So now that we have heard from all the wonderful women over here, let us begin our discussion. Today, our first point of discussion is women empowerment. We often hear this word everywhere in schools, workplaces, social media, and even in everyday conversations. For example, when a woman confidently shares her opinion, pursues her career, or balances different roles in life, people often say that is empowerment. But this also makes me wonder, is empowerment only about achievements and visibility, or is it something deeper within us?
So I feel today we are experiencing more different things, and women are not presently dependent on others' opinions or views. They don't like to be restricted or being ordered around. They do whatever they want, and they do have right to their choices. But if you look at our mothers and our grandparents' generation, we see moreover they were dependent on how what their fathers or their husbands would suggest or recommend. So they were basically following a fixed set norms that society laid before them. So I feel things are changing, and I feel a positive changes around.
Like we can say that like we are working, so we have that confidence in us, right? But the one who are homemakers, we cannot say that they don't have their jobs. They are doing a lot in their own self also, right? It's not that taking care of household is nothing. It means a lot.
दिशा मैम, मैं आपकी बात से बिल्कुल एग्री हूँ कि जो घर में हाउसवाइफ्स होती हैं वो जो काम करती हैं उसमें ज़्यादा मेहनत लगती है, लेकिन ये सोचने पे हम मजबूर हो जाते हैं कि महिलाओं को बाहर क्यों निकलना पड़ा, क्योंकि उनका सम्मान नहीं किया गया, उनके काम को रिस्पेक्ट नहीं दी गई। तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें ये फील होता है कि हमें पूरा सम्मान नहीं मिला, इसलिए आज हम इस टॉपिक पे बात कर रहे हैं। ये काफ़ी कुछ चेंजेस आ गए हैं, मैं मानती हूँ, लेकिन आज भी जो हाउसवाइफ्स हैं और जो वर्किंग लेडी हैं उनमें काफ़ी कुछ फ़र्क देखने को मिलता है। आज भी ये सोच है कि घर का काम कुछ भी नहीं है। तो मैं उन महिलाओं को भी धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगी जो इनिशिएटिव लेती हैं कि उन्हीं की वजह से ही घर के सारे लोग अपना काम कर पाते हैं।
We can say that the society also need to change its mindset for true empowerment to happen, or is it the individual person need to change, who need to play the major role over here?
I feel both need to change. Even if I say I as an individual plan to do certain things, and if I go around and I feel I have to make this choice, but again if the society is not accepting my ideas or not giving me a space to represent myself, then again it's a problem. So I feel both needs to cooperate with each other, and both need to evolve.
Both opportunities and mindset, they both are the things, but mindset is the real barrier, I would feel, because if you see, like, women are taking leadership positions as well, but still there is this thing that leadership have to be being masculine, then only it is taken seriously.
I would like to take the example of Sudha Murthy. She was the first one to be enrolled for engineering college. So society was not ready for that change, but she showed that path. So when we are expecting certain change, it should start from within. So when we are talking about empowerment also, we need to empower ourselves, not thinking about others, and taking the decision what feels right for us. So that is my take on individual basis and societal norms.
Very true, ma'am. She was actually the pillar behind what we see in forces today.
Now, when we talk about empowerment, another term that often comes into the conversation is feminism. However, the meaning of feminism is sometimes, misunderstood. So this brings us to our next point of discussion. What does true feminism really mean today?
So, like, I would like to answer,
Yeah.
like, what is true feminism? First, I would go back from where this word actually came into existence. Somewhere it was told that, okay, boys' education is a little more important, or I should say, not a little more important, it is more important than a girl's education. Men's opinions, their perspectives are more important. Women cannot have their opinions, or they cannot decide, they cannot have their own decisiveness. So from there it actually came into being that, okay, what who is a woman then? What is actually feminism? Feminism word came emerged actually from there, that we as a woman, what are we? This feminism is actually a feeling. It's a feeling that a woman carries for herself, and that is more of self love. The self love, the self respect she carries for herself. That is true feminism. The way she carries her dignity, the way she gives respect and earns that respect, she commands that respect. Feminism is not about competing with the masculine energy.
Right.
It is more about, or I should say, it begins from the moment a woman comes home to herself.
Very well said.
And see, we often hear people also saying, no, that I believe in equality, but I'm not a feminist.
Yes.
So, why do you think the word feminism, it itself creates, hesitation for some people? Why is it so?
I think feminism at its core is only about equality. Rather than differentiating it from equality as a word, it is more important for us to understand that the word feminism comes up after, these challenges that women faced in the society, and it is about having the equal opportunities for both men and women. And not just opportunity for that matter, but respect in every aspect of life. And we have often heard of this word that feminism is all about, it is against men, but it is not like that, right? It is more about challenging those unfair system, right? And those rules that have defined the definition of what it is to be a woman.
Taking a stand for us.
Exactly. So I think that is very important to understand.
We can say, like, a true feminist is someone who is able to take her emotions very maturely, who is self aware, who has the self clarity about her own thoughts, about her own opinions and decisions, rather than implying anything on the opposite gender, or we can say that masculine energy.
So
Exactly.
man can be a feminist too.
Definitely. A
Yes,
man can be
men
Yes.
have that feminist side of
I
things.
think there is
when
a
they
very-
care, when they love.
Yes, this is a misconception that being a woman you can only be feminist.
Yes.
But true feminist is not defined by any gender,
Yeah.
right? You can be a man, you can be a feminist as well. And it starts from our home only, right? Our father, our brother, they take small actions
Yeah.
that represents that they, depict
They care,
equality
they
in
love.
the society. So I think that's very important
Yes,
for all of
defining
us.
the gender roles.
Exactly.
If a couple, husband and wife, they are both at home, and a wife washes the clothes and she dries it and deals with all those stuff. But it's her job. This is what I have seen and heard. But if the same job is done by the husband, he washes the clothes, he dries it and folds and deals with it. It's something seen as wow, he can do that too.
Yes.
Yes.
But I truly feel that true masculinity lies in the softness of a man, how kind that person is, and that is what is feminine energy, and every person, regardless of the gender, should have that.
True, very well said, Shraddha ma'am. Even masculine energy, when it comes, like we are also in a masculine energy when we are going out,
Yes,
when we
yes,
are
yes,
so-called
very
fighting
much.
out all the environment which is outside our home. Somewhere we also carry that masculine energy when it comes to completion of our like work or completing the deadlines. Whereas feminist energy is more about loving the progress, going with the flow. That is our feminism, that feminine energy.
So
true
all the
feminine
traits we can
energy.
see in it's not based on any gender, right?
Yes.
All
Yeah,
the traits,
exactly.
yes.
इसमें
That's
we
what
have-
people need to understand actually.
Yes.
They need to see in their inner self what, rather than following that rigid path, what is going on from long time.
And that is why the concept of feminism came as well, na? Because in the previous times people thought that men and women are different, but they are not. Maybe physically they might be different,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
mentally,
Yes.
cerebrally, they are equal.
Yes.
And we should be giving them equal opportunity.
बिल्कुल सही श्रद्धा मैम। मैं इसके साथ एक बात और बोलना चाहूँगी कि हम हमेशा नारी को एक बहन, एक बेटी, एक माँ के रूप में देखते हैं। तो सबको मेरा यही संदेश है कि हम उसे एक इंसान के रूप में देखें। सबसे पहले वो इंसान है।
बिल्कुल सही बात है, बिल्कुल सही।
Very well
Even
said.
in Hindu mythology, we see goddess as Parvati,
Yes.
soft, and as Ma Durga as well, which has that masculine energy to
Yes,
fight
yes, yes.
with everybody.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Physical strength has the ceilings, but intellectual grit does not. So there is a difference between equality as well as cerebral equality.
Yeah.
So true,
So would you
ma'am.
like to
Very
throw some
well
light on this cerebral equality?
We can see that cerebral equality is more about the belief that it should not be characterized or distinguished between the race, gender, or social status. For a long time, we have observed like equality being taken as or compared with the biology, but it does not. A man, if I given an example of Dr. Tessie Thomas, she was the first missile woman of India. So she was included in the Agni 4 project. She was not there with the feminine touch. She was there with the ballistic physics or with the intellectual grit she has. We have that Kalpana Chawla. She reached the stars not because of some demographic representative, but she had that aerospace engineering absolute knowledge. That's why she was there. She did not want to be someone as the first Indian woman in space. She wanted to be the best astronaut in the cockpit.
Yes.
Very well
Exactly.
said. Very well said.
Yes. But we see in today's world as well that women have to improve, they have to prove their competency.
Yes.
Right.
And to this, if we see in our household, even at our homes, why always boys are asked to fix the bulb or fans or something?
Yes.
Why we don't ask the girls at our home?
Even in the classrooms,
Yeah.
to move benches,
Yes.
they ask the boys to do that.
Yes.
Because it has that physical strength. We are not supposed to do that. We are just talking about the cerebral equality over here. Men and women, they have different biology things.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
talking about how to involve in the decision making.